If anyone has little knowledge about information about demography means public and geography. Demo means public. Demographic distribution of the world, then anyone who has little knowledge about it, he must have heard about a country called Iraq, country called Yemen. How many people that know that Yemen and Iraq are the country that is going through a severe drought? How many people know? And it is coming to a threatening level now. We are talking about drought in Iraq. Right now, there is a flood kind of situation in Pakistan. Pakistan is a country that is neighboring Iraq. Means Iran comes in between. Otherwise, it is more or less neighboring Iraq. Pakistan is a country which neighbor Iraq. If take out Iran, same Afghanistan also. So Pakistan right now, this country is passing through flood kind of situation. India is not passing through flood kind of situation, but rainfall is going on. But Iraq is a country which is known for its rainfall. Iraq is very, everyone knows that Iraq is a country and Iraq is known for its crude oil. Crude oil supplier, Saudi Arabia, Iraq are the crude oil supplier in the world. But very few people know that in the western part of the Indian subcontinent, that is western to the Pakistan, western to the Indus River, that is Pakistan, full till the Nile Delta. Iraq is the most agricultural country in this region. Very few people know. If I take Indus River, then western side of Indus River, that is the Balochistan plateau and Afghanistan plateau. From there, if I move westward, then Iranian desert, Lut desert, okay, and then Iranian plateau, and after that it goes to the Jordan and Arabian world desert area, and then it reaches the Nile Delta in Egypt. Till there, in Indian subcontinent comes. In this Indian subcontinent, after Indus River, western of the Indus River, the most cultivating land is in Iraq only. So Iraq historically, it is known for its agriculture. Iraq has never been known for its crude oil, but somehow crude oil has started coming in the Iraq, and full focus of the Iraq is to earn through the crude oil. Agriculture is on toss now in Iraq. That is the condition of Iraq. Saudi Arabia, agriculture was there in Saudi Arabia also. United Arab Emirates, agriculture was there in United Arab Emirates also. Now all are in toss now, especially if I exclude UAE and Oman and Saudi Arabia. But Iraq is far more cultivating in this area. The arable land means cultivating land, agricultural land in Iraq is 94,000 square kilometers. Can someone believe it? Around more than 400,000 square kilometer is the area of Iraq. And in that 94,000, around 100,000 square kilometer, 22 to 23% of the land of the Iraq is agricultural land. Can anyone believe? Okay, people think Iran means crude oil, but that is not true. The two most powerful river, that is west to the Indus and east to Nile River, flows only in Iraq. That is Farat River and Tigris River. Only in Iraq. Farat and Tigris River. Farat River enters in Iraq from the Turkey and Syria, then enters into Iraq. And Tigris River, it enters into Iraq through the Turkey. Okay, both river they flow through the Iraq and they meet each other, and Al Sat, I believe Al Sat is the name of river that formed when the Tigris and Farat river they join each other. Ganga and Yamuna, someone can say. And they one river flows around 100 kilometers to the Persian Gulf, that is the Iraq. Around the Baghdad region, Baghdad comes along the Tigris River, that is the eastward river, and from Baghdad till Al Basra, that is the south central, middle central, and south central. That part is full agricultural part, full. If I say that Iraq is the country which supply the food grain to the full Middle East Arabian world, then that is not false historically. Okay, in any scarcity of food grain and cereal, Iraq used to supply to them. Iraq is that much agricultural country. Now Iraq is facing through drought for how many years? In November 2024, there was flood in Iraq. Flood in Iraq in November 2024, merely 1 year back. Now, after that, it has not rained at all. And Iraq is going through severe drought, severe drought. Means cattle, they are in skeleton now. Food is cattle food is not there. Means whatever people cattle feed is not there. People himself they are not getting water to drink. What they will feed it to the cattle. This is what the drought is going on in Iraq, and it is coming to a warning level out there. Drought is also going in Yemen for 1 year. Very few people know about it. That Yemen also has agricultural area, but it is not like Iraq where Farat and Tigris river is there. Okay, so we'll talk about drought in Yemen, but we are taking now drought in Iraq. First, we will see the condition of the Iraq drought, and we will talk what is the reason for the drought in Iraq. Okay, so Iraq is a country which is adjoining Iran towards its eastern side, north Turkey, and then western side Jordan primarily. So that is the country called Iraq, and Iraq is around. If we talk about the area of the Iraq, where Mr. Iraq? Okay, somewhere I had written. So I remember it too. Iraq is more than 400,000 square kilometer. Okay, so area is 438,000 square kilometer. That is the area of the Iraq, and population is 4.6 crore people. They live in the Iraq. 4.6 crore people. How much it will be? 46 million people. 46 million people. They 46 million people. 4.6 crore people live in Iraq. 82 people per square kilometer they live in Iraq right now. Okay, average rainfall of the Iraq is 213 millimeter, means 21 centimeter of the rain on average of the Iraq it falls, but more rain falls in the mountain area that is north of the side. More than around 2,200 centimeter of the rain, 200 centimeter of the rain it fall in Iraq in those area, but on an average 20 centimeter of the rain falls in Iraq every year, 20 centimeter. Okay, India 120 centimeter. Means India rain is much higher than Iraq. Iraq 213 mm means 21 centimeter rain falls every year. Okay, Iraq has 75% to 80% Arabian tribes live there. 15% to 20% Kurd people live there, and 5% to 10% Assyrians. Assyrians. I don't know what is Assyrians, but they live there. Okay, that is the scenario. Now it is considered that average rainfall in the Iraq is decreasing year by year. This is what it is called. But there was a flood in November 2024. Flood means there was a flash flood. Flash flood means cloud burst. Cloud burst is happening everywhere. In Pakistan, more or less flood is coming because of the cloud burst only. In Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, hundreds of people have died this year only because of the cloud burst. Cloud burst happened in Iraq in November 2024, where 2 to 3 days it rained heavily, around 10 centimeter. 10 centimeter. It rained in 2 3 days. One means whatever I'll talk about why there is drought in the Iraq. Anyway, what is the rainfall distribution in the Iraq every year? If I'm not saying year by year, how much rainfall happens in Iraq month by month? Then around January, February, March, and April, it rains there in Iraq, and many places it rains up to 100 centimeter also during this month. Okay, I don't know per month basis or full month, but there is a heavy rain. In January, February, March, and April. In May time, it reduced to the half of the rain. It happens in the January, February, March, April time. May time it reduces. And then June, July, August, September, there is no rain at all. Where there is monsoon in India, there is no monsoon in Iraq. It is exactly reverse of India, exactly opposite of India. And then October time frame it rains little, November time frame it rains more, and then December it rains to its full capability. So December, January, February, March, April, 5 months it rains completely. Otherwise, it is June, July, August, September, no rain at all. And then October little bit, and November little bit, and May this side little bit it rains. So this proves that from December onwards, it did not rain at all in the Iraq, and that's why drought kind of situation is going on. People are claiming that politicians, they are kind of because of the corrupt politician. Problem is like that. Means if when it rains, they should think about reservoir where they can keep the water, and later water can be given to the farmers and to the people or people who are feeding to the cattle. But nothing has been made in the Iraq, and water just flows through when it rains because of the corrupt politician only. Anyway, if we talk about the Iraq river system, then Farat and Tigris are the two rivers in the Iraq. Tigris is eastward and Farat is westward. Tigris, Baghdad, capital of the Iraq that lies on the Tigris River. Shat al-Arab. Shat al-Arab is the river that forms when these two rivers they join each other before meeting the Persian Gulf, and it flows 100 kilometers. I believe Karun river from Iran, very famous river. It meets the Shat al-Arab river. Okay, then how people are okay? What is the degree of the drought in the Iraq? Since 1933, it rained minimum this year. Means for 100 years, last drought was seen in 1933. In past 90 years, this much drought was never seen in the Iraq. That much drought is going on in Iraq. Okay, where the drought is maximum. Drought is maximum in southern part of the Iraq, Al Basra. Al Basra is a town that is near to the Persian Gulf. On the Shat Al Arab River, where Tigris and Farat they meet and they flow through, there Al Basra is the town. And after Al Basra, many port cities are there along the Persian Gulf. There also drought is there, full drought is there. That is called southern part. So water uh, level in Farad, Tigris, or Shat Al Arab is around 30% down water level in this month right now. Anyway, if we talk about the water, drinking water in the Al Basra districts and those districts, how they are managing, they are taking out water from the Shat Al Arab river and they are desalinating it. Since Sat Al Arab River is going to meet sea and water is less. Water has become saline over there. It is not sweet water. So they take out the water and they desaline it, take out the salt and make it fresh water, and they are giving it to the people out there. And the salt what they are taking out, they are mixing again in the river itself, and that has killed around 27% of the marine life in the river. Anyway, that is the condition of the Iraq now. What are the other condition of the Iraq? People are making deep well in the Iraq, deep well to take out the water. Generally 50 meter to 100 meter, 50 meter to 100 meter level water comes out. Now 300 meter people are doing the bore well now to get the water. There is a terminology called aquifers. Aquifers means ground level water. Ground level water. So there is a Najaf area that is the west south to the Baghdad along the Farat river, Najaf area, Najaf desert. And down the Najaf desert there are two famous aquifers are there. Means the storage of water is there. One is Umal A Radnuma and one is Dan Danmam. These are two aquifers from there. Water go to Saudi Arabia also, and their water is drying out. Okay, people are taking out water, that aquifer water or groundwater through the borewell also. Okay, so that is the situation that is going on. So 23% of the Iraq area is cultivating area. That is a very high amount. If someone think about the Arabian desert, Iraq falls in Arabian desert, where 23% of the area is agricultural area. Means Iraq is an agricultural country. And see the condition of Iraq. Now we will talk more about its climate and its people and their habit. Why this drought is coming out? People they do not have water or cattle feed to feed their cattle also. That is the condition of Iraq now. People are suffering a lot. People are getting admitted to hospital because they are drinking that saline water or whatsoever that is not drinkable water. Very pathetic condition is going on in Iraq. Provided there was a flood in November 2024, flash flood. Anyway, let's see the population of the Iraq. Right now, Iraq population is around 46 million people. 4 crore 60 million people they are living in Iraq. 46 million people. In 1800, 2 million people were living in Iraq. 2 million people. Now 46, 23 times population has grown. In 1900, 3 million people were living in Iraq. 1800 to 1900, in 100 year time frame, there were around 1 million people growth was in Iraq. Now see the 1900 onwards. In 1900, population of the Iraq was 3 million people. In 1800, 2 million people. In 1947, when India became independent, I call it as a supernova explosion. In 1947, population was 5 million. 3 million to 5 million, 2 million grew in 47 years only. In 1968, 10 million. Within 21 years, next 21 years, 5 million people got added. 1998, within next 30 years, 20 million people were living there. 10 million people got added. And by 2017, 40 million people were living. Means from 1947 to 2017, in 70 years, 35 million people got added. 35 million in last 70 years. Whereas 1800 to 1900, 1 million people got added. Means population is growing like exponential growth of population is seen in Iraq, where the cultivating land is decreasing only because the arable land, cultivating land day by day, it is becoming desert. This terminology is called the terminology called desertification of the Iraq. Anyone can search desertification of the Iraq. Means agricultural land in Iraq year by year, it is becoming desert. Now same thing is happening in Inner Mongolia in China. Agricultural lands are becoming desert year by year. Same thing is happening in Iraq also. People who had done agriculture, deep agriculture, when they were child or they were young in Iraq around the Farat river or Tigris river. Now when they have grown older, kind of 45 year, 50 year, 55 year, within 20 years, land has become completely desert, full sand. 20 years back, it was completely agricultural land, completely arable land. This is what the condition of Iraq. Anyway, now question is arising that why Iraq is going through this kind of scenario. Same thing, it is happening. If we see the rainfall, the rainfall is not decreased to a warning level. Every year it rains. Okay, it decreased, but it is not that rain is not going on at all. But rain is raining in one go only, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, fully it will rain. The earlier it used to rain, we say 6 months or 7 months, it used to rain in the Iraq. But in November, last November, October, November, in 1 or 2 days only, 100 centimeter, 10 centimeter, 10 centimeter rain fell in 2 days only. This is called cloud burst. Means cloud is coming to the Iraq, but it should give the rain slowly. Over the days period, it will keep on raining. It will rain, then sunlight will come. It will rain, sunlight will come. This is called the power of the cloud. Cloud will hold the water and it will release slowly. Okay, this is called power of the holding power of the cloud. If the holding the rain or water holding power of the cloud it decreases, then in one go only it will rain completely. This is also called cloud burst. This is called flash flood. Flash flood is coming in the Iraq. Cloud is coming, but it is so full water is going to the river. Full water. If it rains slowly, then ground level water will go inside the ground and water level will come up. Why it is happening? Because people are not working there. The agriculture is the main business of Iraq, but no one wants to do agriculture. Everyone is running toward the town because there is a oil refinery is there, and everyone is dreaming that they will get job in the oil refinery, crude oil refinery, or crude oil business in the Iraq. They are going to Basra and these places now. Full crude oil refineries are there. They dream that from villages they are going there and they will get work there. No one want to do agriculture. Take care of the ox, cow, buffalo, goat, sheep. Who will do this much? 24 hours you have to awake only if you tie a ox in your house. You have to take care 24 hours. That is a big pain. Rather than that, you go to the town, take a job there, you can have car in your house. Just switch off the car, go inside a house and have a nice sleep watching the television. Okay, why to live a kind of rustic life in the village? Okay, when people are not working and the cattle animals are decreasing in the count, then the water. If I see a cattle around me, I hold the power. This is the nature of the human. How humans sustain a power in his body when he see natural thing around him, agricultural land and the animals, cattle animals, and people are working, hard working. If anyone sees it, he hold power in his body. That is the natural tendency of a human. But if human is saying all are sleeping, no one is working, all are counting money and watching television, then you tend to lose the energy. You won't hold the power. This is the natural tendency of a human. Okay, if a bus is going through a town, then his speed will be. I personally seen it in my life. If a bus is going through a town or city, it is even though road is completely vacant, but all side buildings are there, his speed will be less. But when he is passing through agricultural area, where all around paddy fields are there and major millet fields are there, his speed will be very high, very high. You cannot control the speed of the driver at that moment when all around agriculture means he holds the energy. His energy level will be high when he sees agricultural land and then when that road is empty. This is the human tendency. Nature is nothing but replica of human only, or human is replica of the nature one. It is in Sanskrit, I believe it is written in Ved, Yatha Pinde Tatha Brahmande. Yatha Brahmande Tatha Pinde. Pind means your body, your skull and the backbone. It is called pind. The way universe is your body is exact replica of that. Or universe is replica of your body. Means everything is similar only. Difference is how big they are. So if cloud sees agricultural land, people are working, cattle are there, it holds the energy. If it is not there, they release the energy immediately. Okay, and flash floods are happening in the Iraq. Water is there, but it is flowing. That's why they are cursing their politicians. That politicians are corrupt. They are not making water reservoirs. Now, when there is no month of rain, like these months are drought month only, because anyway it won't rain from the March, May onward. May, June, July, August, September, it won't rain. Okay, in that fashion, they would have used the reservoir water. Boss, everything is not the politicians are the reason. You are also the reason. You stop doing the work at all. Okay, I won't go religious way because it will be very problematic that you are why you started talking about religion in the Iraq. But anyway, actual religion of every person, actual religion, not I'm talking about Islam or Christianity or whatsoever. That is in Iraq. Actual religion of every person. If religion means you should feel associated to the God. That is called religion. Religion means you should feel connected to the God. And where is the God? God is with the nature that you are not connected to.